When things go terribly wrong on my 600-pound life.
I'm done with this conversation. Go to her.
No. We're gonna finish with you.
No, we're not finishing with me. You're making me mad. I'm
Sit
leaving.
down right there. At this point, there is nothing more we can do for LaTanya. It's been going on over 6 years since she first came to me for help. Angela, you're more delusional than I thought if you still think you can manipulate me.
The everly savage Dr. Now gets into an argument with one of his patients, Lee. Dr. Now comes in to meet Lee and Renee and appears to be disappointed by the fact that Lee has lost just 5 pounds in 2 months, even after getting a bypass, whilst Renee has lost 50 pounds. Lee finds it funny that he doesn't follow his diet, but Dr. Now doesn't seem to get the joke.
How y'all doing?
Surviving.
Surviving, huh? So you lost only 9 pounds since then. But Renee has lost almost 50 pounds at the same time. What in the world is going on with you?
I guess I'm eating the wrong things.
You think it's funny?
Do you look like you're malnourished? Dr. Now scolds Lee as he claimed he eats so much to avoid being malnourished. Little did Lee know, the surgery was designed to make him throw up if he overeats. Bet Lee didn't know that.
Do you look like you're malnourished? You're overeating, and whatever you're overeating, you're throwing up. It means the surgery is working to hold you back when you make bad choices. And it's the only reason that you didn't gain 100 pounds these past 2 months.
Dr. Now's letting loose as he tells Lee the surgery was the only reason he didn't gain 100 pounds. From what Dr. Now explains, the problem is not the surgery or hunger or the diet, but Lee himself.
It's the only reason that you didn't gain 100 pounds these past 2 months. You have to deal with what is driving you to eat. That's the hard part, and you don't want to do it.
Lee gets offended by Dr. Now's words of truth and decides to leave in anger as Dr. Now tries to stop him. He still persists and is allowed to leave. Lee definitely needs to learn to accept the truth. Dr. Now isn't an amateur.
We're gonna finish with you.
No, we're not finishing with me.
Wait, sit down.
This is completely unacceptable.
Dr. Now gives up? Impossible. LaTanya drives to Houston to meet Dr. Now for her hospital appointment. Dr. Now called LaTanya over for a checkup due to her complaints of intense leg pain, though Dr. Now tells us that he is finding it hard to see anything wrong with LaTanya.
Almost 6 hours, 5.5 hours, and I'm still driving. Hello, how you doing? I'm tired, I'm hurting.
Come here.
I'm following you.
As far as I can tell, that she's having a lot of pain and shortness of breath, and she thinks that her legs are hurting because lymphedema is swollen. But looking at her just from the past, we cannot tell if there is anything seriously wrong with her. So we're gonna bring her in the hospital and see what's going on.
Dr. Now explains the reasons for her swellings and pain in her feet is due to being overweight. Who knew?
We gotta see what's going on with you, okay?
Okay.
I don't doubt she has some swelling and discomfort in her legs and feet, but that is because she's probably over 600 pounds, and that is taking a toll on her body.
It seems LaTanya is trying to run away from actually facing the reality of her problems and trying to make progress in her weight loss by putting the blame on other issues she has. 90% of my 600-pound life stars need a major reality check.
They hurt. My ankles red and pink, purple. It's a little worse now.
I think the issue with her leg pain is more about deflecting again from the fact she hasn't made the progress she needs. And she knows that, so she's using other issues to try to distract from that again, to try to avoid facing the situation.
LaTanya explains that she actually cut down on the sweet stuff but couldn't exercise because it hurts, and Dr. Now immediately tells her that it's her fault for not changing her eating habit and not lymphedema. He also claims she's expecting magic.
It's not lymphedema. It is your eating habit, and you have not been able to change that, and you're expecting something magically change that. That's not going to happen.
LaTanya tries to clap back at Dr. Now, saying she didn't come to him for magic, but Dr. Now immediately breaks down the simple truth. If she eats less, she loses weight, and vice versa.
I'm not expecting magic, because if I was expecting magic, I wouldn't be here with you.
Your weight has to do with what you eat. And if you eat less, you're gonna lose weight.
Dr. Now's clear problem with LaTanya is that she never actually sticks to the diet plans and exercise plans. She doesn't even stick to her word, which lead to her having no progress for 6 years. We can't blame him for giving up, because a patient that can't cooperate can only be helped by the Elder Wand from Harry Potter. Man did the best he could.
You don't follow any of the direction I gave you. So at this point, there is nothing more I can do for you. And I'm not gonna set up another appointment for you. At this point, there is nothing more we can do for LaTanya. It's been going on over 6 years since she first came to me for help. She hasn't lost any weight.
This episode starts off with Dr. Now complaining, as usual, about how Angela always misses her appointments and always makes up excuses. Dr. Now finally gets to hear from Angela for the first time in a while and decides to give her one last chance for treatment. Dr. Now admits he doubts she's willing to put in any efforts to get better.
When she missed her follow-up appointment for the first time, she blamed not being able to find a place to live in Houston. But we were not even to that point with her yet. And this last time, she claimed she was too sick and needed time to recover while she avoided our calls and didn't return most of our messages for the past few weeks. But I'm not interested in any more of her excuses or games. And at this point, I have significant doubt as to whether she's really willing to actually put any effort in making life changes she needs to save her life.
Hi, Dr. Now.
Hey, Angela. How you doing?
I'm good.
Angela claims she hasn't moved to Texas for treatment because she had trouble finding a place to stay there. It seems like the more excuses she makes, the more annoying it gets for Dr. Now.
So what is your excuse this time?
I just had some family things going on and I haven't been able to come out to Texas. I've had no luck on this end.
You've been planning to do that for a while now. But you haven't been getting back to us, and you've been avoiding my calls, making excuses, and lying to us.
Angela makes a bold claim that she has lost 120 pounds since they last saw each other. Dr. Now questions her as to why she simply doesn't look like it.
So you're saying you lost another 50 pounds since then?
Yes, sir.
Then how come you don't look like it and you're still on oxygen?
Dr. Now immediately gives her a hard reality check as she keeps lying and trying to manipulate him when he is honestly just trying his best to help her. I think Dr. Now is clearly the doctor she needs. She has to get out of her delusion and want this as much as Dr. Now does for her. It's her life, not his.
You have one option. If you want to do this and save your life, come back down here and show me where your weight is at. And then we can start doing psychotherapy to try and find a way to get through to you and break through all your lies and delusion.
8 months passed, and Angela is still under the delusion that she is losing weight, when clearly nothing has changed. She avoided Dr. Now for 6 months?
I've not seen Dr. Now for 6 months. I had to choose to put Texas on hold. I do want to go see Dr. Now.
Angela picks up another crutch in Lacey, claiming she chose Lacey over her health. I'm pretty sure Lacey doesn't love seeing her on oxygen 24/7. She's clearly just reluctant to face reality and put in actual work to live better. Taking advantage of every excuse possible doesn't make things better.
And as long as I have Lacey in my house, it's not about Angela. It has to be about Angela and Lacey. Oh yes, I chose Lacey over my health.